The richest man in the world is an overthinker. I want you to think about that. Elon Musk, this dude has so many different companies. He tweets like 50 million times a day. He's like the richest man in the world. And the reason he is that rich is because he's an overthinker. And that's not my goal. I'm not like some Elon fanboy. I wouldn't even want to be the richest person in the world, because that would come with like a lot of problems that I don't even want. But I would like to make money with my overthinking ability, and so do you probably. And I know I seem like an Elon fanboy because I mentioned that at the beginning of this video, and I'm in a Tesla. But the point I'm trying to make is that like the reason he's able to do these things is because he's like thinking all the time, like that his mind just doesn't shut off. And the same thing with overthinkers, like our minds are just they just keep running about ideas and things we should do and like all of these things, right? But that can be either your biggest weakness or your biggest strength. If this dude just sat in his basement and thought about these things instead of like actually going out and trying to build these companies, then basically I wouldn't be sitting in this car, right? So it's like the difference between overthinkers and literal like really successful people is just action. So what you got to do is you got to start taking action, and the way to do that is to like pick something, right? So since I'm making videos, I think something that's clear that a lot of people who watch these videos want to do is they want to be a YouTuber, right? So it's like, let's say it's making videos. Okay. So you have to pick that. Okay, I'm going to make YouTube videos, and you can't overthink it. This is step one of overthinking, is literally just pick something to work on, because your mind is incredible. Like once you pick something and you're actually focused on it, then you could use that overthinking ability to your advantage, because you'll be thinking of like so many different ideas, but you have to start with one thing. You have to be like, okay, this is my focus. This is the thing that I'm going to pursue outside of my work or school, and I'm going to focus on just this. So making YouTube videos, that's how you start, right? So the first thing you want to do, you pick something and then you break it down into what is essential. Like what is the essential skill of making YouTube videos? Well, it's speaking on camera, right? Because the only way that you can make these types of videos is by being somewhat of an effective speaker on camera. Like you have to have good ideas and you have to present them well. And it has to be like resonating and somewhat a little bit entertaining. So how do you do that? The way to do that is by practicing making videos, right? So it's like you need to just pick up the camera, hit record, and your mind will start coming up with a bunch of ideas because you've already defined yourself as an overthinker. The only thing is like you need the confidence to post, you need the confidence to film, you need the practice to develop the communication skills to post these videos and start to make somewhat of an impact. And even if it's a small impact, like you'll start to see your impact. Like even just a comment that says like, hey, this video really helped me, it kind of brightens my day. So you want to just pick one thing. You want to focus on what's essential to it, because so many people, they worry too much about like the things that don't really matter. They're like, oh no, I need my headline to be perfect. I need my profile picture to be perfect. Those things, they're not that important. Like the thing is like I heard this from Gary Vee once, but like McDonald's sounds like the name of an Irish pub, but we don't think of it like an Irish pub, right? We think of it as like this fast food restaurant. And I'm not saying that either of us want to build McDonald's, but the point is like your association with the brand or the person comes from their actions, much more so from their actions than it comes from like your idea of what you first heard it. Like it's not necessarily going to come from like McDonald's, like, oh, that's the Irish pub. It's going to be like, oh no, there's a restaurant. I went in the restaurant. I tried it out and it's like this type of food, right? Same thing with your content. Like it's not going to just totally be dependent on like your profile picture or your headline. It's like the people who click on it, they're the ones that are going to really know the association of like your brand, your personality. So don't worry too much about those things. Worry about making good quality videos with useful advice that people can use in their lives. Because if you do that, and if you do that consistently, people will come back. You know what I mean? Like I've been hopping on coaching calls with viewers of my videos, and it's been really helpful because I'm like, oh, okay, I could see that like this is helping some people like just improve their communication skills, start to make videos, improve their social skills. And that's what I want to help people with, right? And if you want to sign up for a coaching call, it's completely free. It's in the link in the description. So once you do that, you pick something, you focus on the essentials. The next thing I want you to do is create a mantra, something that you can tell yourself when you're overthinking. So I was on a coaching call, and one of my clients, he said his mantra would be like, I'm going to be an action taker. And I think this is a great one. Like instead of telling yourself like, oh, I'm going to be a perfect YouTuber, I'm going to change the world, any of these things, right? No. I'm an action taker, right? Because then it gives you little excuses. You can't focus too much on the big picture when you're not taking action today. Yes, of course, you want to have the big goal in mind to get you through like filming and stuff like that. You're like, okay, like this could happen. But when you're overthinking, when you're like, oh no, I'm not really doing anything, what you want to tell yourself is, I will be an action taker, because that's how I can use my overthinking ability. That's how I can use this gift of mine. You need to stop seeing it as a problem. Think of it as a gift if you know how to use it properly. Once you've covered those three things, you picked what business you're going to be in, you focus on the essentials, and you have some sort of mantra to tell yourself when you're in the moment of overthinking, then you can move on to breaking down what the essentials are into manageable tasks, right? So it's like, instead of just focusing on like, oh, I'm going to make a bunch of YouTube videos, what's something that's really manageable for today? For today, it might just be scripting a video. Like, you have to break it down to today as soon as like you can take action, because the problem with overthinking, right, is inaction. So if you're like, okay, I need to take action today, what does that look like? What does that look like based on the essential part of the business? So like I said, for YouTube, it's being able to speak on camera. So it might be practicing speaking on camera. It might be posting a video. If you feel comfortable, the best thing you could do is like post a video within 24 hours of now. And even though it may not be good because it might be your first time speaking on camera, then it'll still be progress towards who you want to be. And you could use your overthinking ability to be like, okay, what do I want to say on my next video? You always look forward. So many times when people are overthinking, they're thinking about the past. They're like, oh man, why did I mess up on this video? Why did I mess up when I said that to my friend? But you need to think about the future. You need to use your overthinking ability to look at the future and be like, okay, what do I want out of my life? How do I start to take action in order to make progress towards what I want in life? And the way to do that is to break down that essential part of your business into the next step for today. Because if you're not working on your business like as soon as you can, then you'll just keep thinking about it. And like we've already established, like, thinking is not the same as doing. It's not going to benefit you as much as like recording the video, posting it. Because posting on YouTube in and of itself is a skill. Being able to press post in and of itself is a skill, because you have to be able to deal with people's opinions. You have to be okay with it. You have to be more comfortable speaking on camera. Like, you need the ability to press post. Yeah, of course you need to be able to make the videos, but you also need the ability to press post. So if you can, I would post within 24 hours of seeing this video. Okay, and then step 5 is to keep going. It's to focus on progress rather than perfection, because it'll never be perfect. Your video will never be perfect. Your business will never be perfect. But the way to get as close as you can to a perfect video or a perfect business is by putting it out there, getting feedback, and then making changes based on that feedback. So the same thing with the videos, right? And it's like, you don't want to look back and be like, oh no, should I delete this video because it wasn't that good? No, you want to look forward. You want to be like, okay, there's certainly things I could have improved in this video for sure, but I'm going to do that in my next one. I'm going to focus on what's in front of me. There's a good Andy Warhol quote. I don't remember it exactly, but it was something along the lines of like, the artist shouldn't determine whether or not it's good or bad what they put out. They should let other people criticize it while they're making art. So like, their focus should be on the next thing that they're making, while other people are like talking about what you made previously. You're just like, oh no, I'm already on the next thing. So it's like, you shouldn't even pay it that much mind unless it's to help you with your next thing. So that's how you get over overthinking. Is like, you take action and you're constantly trying new things in the future. You're not looking back and being like, oh, I could have fixed this. Let me go and delete this video. That's not going to be helpful. So look in the future. Look at what you could do and improve. Of course you should do that, but it should be future focused. It should be on your next video. It should be on the next product you make for your business. And of course that's going to be uncomfortable. If you've spent so much time overthinking and you haven't taken action, it's going to be uncomfortable when you finally start to take action and be committed to this. But that uncomfortable feeling will go away over time, and you'll start to see yourself as becoming the person that you truly want to be. But the only way to do that is by taking action, because thinking is not the same as action. So you start taking action, you use your thinking, your overthinking ability to your advantage, and eventually you start to make money from it. You start to make this a business. And listen, I don't think it's easy to use overthinking to your advantage. I think it'll take some time for you to get used to feeling like this, but I think it will be worth it. Life's not easy, but it's worth it. Take care.